right, which is important. Okay, because at some point this week, maybe by Wednesday, we'll announce the season's captains. Okay, obviously those people will be expected to have the leadership qualities that were talked about on the write-up, but also, whether you're a captain or not, you can exhibit and start to hone in on the leadership skills that are necessary with a team this large. Okay, it's not just up to the captains to give quality leadership examples, but everybody. Okay, and for a moment I want to talk about Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was a steel tycoon. Okay, and it was interesting because I believe he came from Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and so it's good that we're talking about close to Ireland there. So, what he did was, one of the amazing things about him, besides being very wealthy and very successful, was he created a lot of millionaires in his company. I think it still holds true today that he had more millionaires on his staff than any company's had. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 24 millionaires that worked for him. Okay, that became that way because of he and this company they worked for. Okay, and just to give you some perspective, back then $1 million would be equal to about $20 million now. So he had 20, 24 people, somewhere in that range, people that had $20 million. Okay? And then people asked him about, how did you cultivate that? How did you bring about this success on your staff? And what his comment was, or what he said back, his answer to the question, I thought was very poignant in the fact that he said it's like when you're mining for gold. And if you think about how they used to do it, and some people still do it this way, right? They take the pan, they dip it in the water, get up some dirt, they sift through it, and try to find the gold. And he said the thing is, when they're looking for that, they're not looking for dirt. They're looking for the gold. And he said, and that's what I did with the people I worked with. I didn't look for the issues, I didn't look for the problems, I looked for the gold nuggets that were there and help those gold nuggets elevate themselves and become successful themselves. Okay, so as a good leader, I think that's awesome, because a good leader should always look for the best in its staff or in its athletes, whatever the case may be. Okay, in each other, we should always look for the best and help groom the positive parts that people and you bring to the program. Okay, as opposed to looking at the dirt or the stuff that may not help the program be as successful. So I know I have to constantly remind myself of that fact. Okay, and you should remind yourself, because it's in perfect line with what I talked about and what we've talked about as far as love and courage, okay, and faith. You have to look for the gold in that pan. If you constantly dwell on the negative, then that's the kind of return on investment, thought-wise, that you're going to get. Okay, so as leaders, as captains, as aspiring leaders, whatever the case is in your own group for the program, we need to cultivate the gold nuggets that are here. All right? So think about that and how it applies and how you can apply that lesson. All right? So I wanted to share that with you. Okay? And you'll see, if you haven't read it yet, please take the time to read it and digest it. I'm trying to get to the point on those and not make them too long, because I realize you have a lot of other stuff to read and study, etc. But this stuff is important because it goes to the heart of what will make us successful. Okay, so after looking at all the other results from around the league, at the other dual meets, I have no reason to feel any differently than I did before the league even started. And neither does the staff. We can be in contention for a league title on both sides. Okay? We just have to put in the work. We need to stick to it. We need to do it as a program. 16 events, 32, 16 on each side. Have to have people taking care of business. All right? Doing the work necessary. Putting in the time, putting in the effort, all that stuff. Okay? So, think about that. Exciting. We don't have a meet this week. Okay, so it's a nice full week of training. Opportunity to play a little catch up if you're nursing some stuff, get healthy. We need you out here. Okay? We can come up with alternatives to get you by, but at some point you got to get back on the track, back in the ring, back on the runway, whatever the case is, honing your craft. All right? Honing your craft. So, I had an opportunity this weekend to go out to the Dublin Distance Festival where I know a lot of exciting things happen. Ozzy, can you give a quick recap on some of the things that happened of all the runners? We had a bunch of runners.
A lot of